All right, we're at the underground Imperial bunker that they built, and Koreans actually had to dig this World War II. It was never actually opened. So we're going to try to go inside and see if we can see things. I'm going to get you more details once I have it, but I believe he said it was 6 kilometers long. We're only going to be able to see about half a kilometer of that. Alex, can you lock the door behind? He's coming, he's coming. And watch your head. So we get to wear these fun helmets right here. Alex has his helmet on there. Where are you, Alex? Up.
Right here.
And that's why, because I just scraped my head.
That's why they have these helmets here for.
Well, we have these helmets.
In case you bump your head on these.
All right. So part of this was supposed to be the Imperial bunker to protect the royal family and for military use during World War II. And all along these sides, they have more and more ways for storage and things like that, I suppose. It's supposed to be like 20 kilometers in total. 6 kilometers long, but total number of tunnels, I think he said, was 20 kilometers. Well, we'll see. We've got to be back out by 4. It closes at 4 o'clock, and so we'll see how that works. Boy, that's a lot of digging someone had to do in here. Look how far you can see, Alex. That's a long way. Someone had to dig all this. Is there light at the end of the tunnel? No.
It's quite a long ways.
Quite a long ways.
All this had to be dug up by
Korean
prison laborers.
Korea was a colony at the time, and so this was all forced labor. He tried to explain that to us, that there were a lot of casualties in digging this. But all along these sides, unfortunately we can't see, but all along these sides a little sideways where it goes even further into. So we're coming to a first junction, and maybe we'll have to use some Google Translate to see what we are actually seeing here. But again, it divides into 2 different areas. All right, Alex, so tell me again, what it says something about
a drill bit.
A drill bit, or using compressed air to tunnel out that section, or all these sections, but we really couldn't see anything. We turned the flashlight on our phones. We didn't bring a flashlight, of course, and just as a note, very uneven ground here, so wheelchair probably not a good idea, and if you walk carefully. Falling, trip hazard is very real here.
So watch your step when walking.
Watch your step when walking. But everywhere you see, yeah, these tunnels left and right, and here they actually lit it up for us just a little bit, so you can see it just goes way down. It's like H's kind of thing, if you think of an H, but all these little connecting towers, connecting pathways for whatever use they had or thought they had. It actually never got used after or during the war. They just dug it and the war ended before they could use it. So here, again, they show us more of the tunnel system. I mean, I can see the end there. So I'm not sure what they were trying to accomplish with these side tunnels, but as far, you can see, as far as the eye can see, the tunnel where we just came from. And Alex is actually showing it here. And the red line is what we did. So we're here in the corner right now, right down there. You can see all these little pathways, left and right, all numbered. And yeah. Okay, we're gonna continue on. We're gonna go up this way and just see what they have here. Because they're gonna close soon, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. If we look down this way, you can see light there at the end of the tunnel. So this is wide enough, just to, if you're, trying to get a bearing, this is wide enough to drive a car through here easily. Probably even drive a Humvee through here. It's wide enough. I would say it's probably 12 feet. Alex, 12 feet?
No.
10 to 12 feet wide. So actually, Alex is reading this here. I just turned the flashlight on my camera, but basically this is where they passed a wire through. Was it for electrical, Alex?
Yes, there's electrical conduit.
It's an electrical conduit. So you can see that right here, and that's, again, next to one of these doors here, and they have a sign describing that. All right, there's Alex right there, and more people behind us, but everywhere is these little pooks that go off to the side. We still have a little bit to go. So this is about half a kilometer into the mountain that we're going. Again, they don't have these lit up, so I think they pretty much look all the same. What's that one say, Alex?
It says rock drilling machine rod excavation. Many holes in the wall are left in the trench. It is said that this hole was drilled to set up dynamite after hollowing out the rocks after the rocks. In addition, traces of the walls being scraped off with a rock drilling machine.
So they're talking about this right here, this mark here being a drilling machine to set dynamite.
Yeah, this little hole here for dynamite, it goes.
That would be really loud down here. That would be really loud. Again, they're going to let us look into these side tunnels here. As you can see, it pretty much ends in there. It doesn't go much further than that. I would say maybe 300 feet, if I had to guess. And
Letters in the wall.
yeah. This one, I can't actually see the end. Can you see the end, Alex?
Nope.
And that was a bat flying right at us. There's another one. Do you see it?
Yep.
Yeah. But no, I can't see the end. So, yep, they do have bats down here. What does it say about these markings, Alex?
I'm gonna get to in just a second. One moment, please. Photos such as characters written on the non-public part, actual size. So these are the actual size of the characters that are.
They're written on the walls in here. Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. All right, we're off again. I'm glad they have light here because we didn't bring a flashlight. And So they've coned this off so we can't see it, but it's pretty much what you saw before. Same thing is,
This is Tommy.
Alex is checking out what the sign says for us here.
Traces of trolley sleepers. The stones dug in the trench were carried out of the trolley and carried out to the outside. The trolley is a four-wheeled truck for civil engineering work, which is used as a sleeper. So fixed rails was running on top.
So basically they had a small railroad going here with little carts to carry out the stone.
The sand was planted around the sleeper, and traces of the dents clearly tell the work of those days.
Again, now this is not lit up, but it's probably the same as we saw in the other tunnels. They put steel in to stabilize the rock, which we're thankful for. All right, we have reached the end, I believe, of what they're allowing us to see. Again, this is less than a tenth of the less than tenth of the length of the of this tunnel, but this network. It would have been a really big complex. They were prepared for a really long war.
Yep.
And they were afraid, of course, that the Allied forces would land here and they would not be able to protect themselves, so they dug this out to build the royal headquarters and a military facility. And that's all we can see. This is the end of the line right there. What you're looking forward to, looking at, it just continues down. It continues. And if you added all these little passages, it's about 20 kilometers of passages. So, what do you think, Alex, so far?
Well, it was actually very interesting.
So what did this sign say, Alex?
This was talking about some kind of survey stations. Okay, give me a second. It's a survey of stations. It is said that the east, west, and horizontal sides of the trench were surveyed when the excavating the trenches in the form of an elaborate mesh. The square pile is tied in the ceiling and the tip of the nail is left. Behind, but it is believed that was a weighed rib during the survey.
All right. So what does it say, Alex? Survey of?
Stations.
Survey of stations. Okay, interesting enough. You got this, and now we've got to head back. A call box. But it looks like they had electrical wiring all the way heading down this way, right, Alex? So. All right, we're walking slowly back. You can see here Alex at the corner where left it goes to the outside. There's an opening over there. And then of course they had this available for us to look at. And there's the map in case we got lost. All right, so we're heading to the last part where we now turn left right, Alex?
Yep.
And you know, it was really, really wide over there. Like I said, you could drive a Humvee or even a small truck in there. All of a sudden, it gets really narrow here. And when we first entered, yeah, I hit my noggins a couple times. So I was glad I had this helmet on, because yeah, it would have been ouch time. And here, look at the big beams they put on top. And then they put the metal underneath. This is the metal that's underneath. Yeah. Alex is a little taller than me, so yeah, he probably would hit his head. Hey, hey. Oh, hey, can I? Arigato. So, that was the chief guy. He's going to check, make sure no one's left in the tunnel, and then they're probably going to lock it up. This is what I was saying. Look, you'd hit your noggin if you don't bend down here. All right, Alexei. Yep. We're back outside. All right, stop for a sec. And there is a memorial. I don't know what it says. It's a marker. But this is the entrance to the underground headquarters, deep into this mountain. So behind me is the place where we parked, and it's immediately next to the underground headquarters. So he was allowed to park right here for 200 yen, but he also had a very nice presentation of the history of this complex. He does not like to film inside, so we won't do that. But if you need to park, this is where you park.